Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. Now, I was recording at the boxing gym. I met up with Troy King. Got some videos coming. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. And this was announced yesterday. I didn't get a chance to make a video. Like I said, I was recording. Didn't make a video about it, but I haven't really seen many people talking about it on my homepage or anything. So I want to talk about it. Premier Boxing Champs just came out with their July 15th fight card, and it's a solid one. It's a card that should promise action. Main event will be Robert the Ghost Guerrero going up against Pantera Omar Figueroa of Texas. That's the main event. Then you have a fight between Marcus Browne and Monaghan, which I like that fight. I'm going to talk about that. And then you have the Polish heavyweights Artur Szpilka and Adam Nowski, or I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Szpilka's coming back. So that's a good fight. Robert the Ghost Guerrero said, both me and Omar Figueroa like to bang on the inside, which should be great for great entertainment. But Omar is going to find out July 15th that he's facing a man who has had his back against the wall and is going to leave everything in the ring. I'm going to give the millions who will be watching on Fox and Fox Deportes a fight to remember. This is going to be a classic Mexican war, and I'm coming out on top, right? So that's a good triple header. Let me give you guys a little backstory. This particular date for this triple header is happening the same day as the HBO triple header. So just like the day we had Gervonta Tank Davis fighting and Gary Russell Jr. and Andre Dirrell with his uncle punching Uzkata guy and all that, we had tons of fights. Terrence Crawford was on that night. It's going to be another one. That's 6 pretty much marquee fights for boxing fans, all on the same night, July 15th. I really like the HBO card though. So the HBO card definitely has some good matches. They have Joe Smith Jr. versus Sullivan Barrera. Jezreel Corrales, he's facing off against the guy that knocked out Gamboa, Robinson Castellanos. And then the main event is Takashi Miura versus the guy that beat Francisco Vargas, Miguel Berchelt. So all this on the same night. You guys can discuss in the comment section who has the better card. But I like, this is just a ton of boxing. 2017 has been crazy, and this is a good card. The HBO one is a good card, right? But this is a good card as well. You know what I mean? Because they're all, if you really think about it, HBO and Showtime, both of these cards are action cards. You know, Robert the Ghost Guerrero, he lost to David Peralta, and I think he's been MIA since that. He's never been knocked out. He's been in there with Floyd Mayweather. He's been in there with Keith Thurman. Omar Figueroa, he's been in there with like the Ricky Burns of the world, and he's had some pretty tough fights. His fight with Arakawa was a war, but he's been MIA for about 1.5 years. He said he kind of needed that time off. So I haven't really heard much about him. I think he had problems making weight. So I think the two styles will gel well and mesh well. The only thing that's kind of, this fight is taking place at the renovated Nassau Coliseum in New York. Now, I know Joe Smith Jr. wanted to be the one to be the first to have boxing. Boxing has not been there in 3 decades. I think it was like 31 years or something, or 36. Boxing has not been in this particular location, the Nassau Coliseum, excuse me. And Joe Smith Jr., who's fighting on the same night, his fights, I think it's in LA. So that kind of sucks for him, because they were talking about him fighting Monaghan. They're both from Long Island. They're both from New York, so that would have been a classic. But now Monaghan, who was in talks to fight Adonis Stevenson, but Adonis Stevenson and his team chose a rematch with Andres Fonfara, right? So people felt bad, you know what I mean? Monaghan was pissed because he felt bad, you know what I mean? Like, damn, I was supposed to fight Adonis, and now I'm not getting a title shot. But now he gets to fight in this, he gets to christen the Coliseum, which hasn't seen boxing in again 30 years or so, 30 plus years. So I think that's kind of cool for him. It kind of worked out for him, because the Adonis Stevenson fight fell apart, and he still gets to fight there, and it's still a good fight. Marcus Browne, I was at his last fight. He fought on the Adrian Broner, Adrian Granados card, and he had a spectacular knockout, and he pretty much dominated Thomas Top Dog Williams, and they both had a lot to say and a lot to talk about before the fight. Marcus Browne's an Olympian, so that should be a hell of a fight. And Monaghan is like 35. He's undefeated, 28-0, 17 KOs. I watched his fight. He's a worker. I watched him. He was on the Terrence Crawford card. I went to Omaha to watch Terrence Crawford versus John Molina Jr. last December, and he was on that undercard, and he fought a very tough game. I believe the opponent was from Mexico, and he's a worker, you know what I mean? So Marcus Browne's Olympian. That should be a good fight, and I'm looking forward to that, because you can arguably say the winner of Monaghan versus Marcus Browne should fight the winner of the HBO light heavyweight contest, which is Joe Smith Jr. versus Sullivan and Guerrero. I like that. And these are all fights that shape a division, and I like those fights. Like Miguel Cotto versus Kamagai, that don't mean shit to the 154-pound division, if you know what I mean, because Cotto's been absent since Canelo beat him. He hasn't fought in like 2 years, and Kamagai has like 2 fights against Jesus Soto Kras at 54. You know what I mean? And one was a draw, and he stopped him in the other. That doesn't really mean nothing. Like, let's say Kamagai beats Cotto. Can he beat Demetrius Andrade, Jared Swift Hurd, Jermell Charlo? Same thing with Cotto. You know what I mean? But these light heavyweight fights, these help the division to establish. Obviously, you got Ward and Kovalev who are at the top of the division, but fights like this will help establish the other key players who can challenge for one of the big titles in the near future, right? Again, Robert Guerrero, that should be a good fight. Spilka, he's entertaining. He's fighting a guy with a 15-0, 12 knockout. So high knockout percentage. I haven't really seen much of his opponent, so I don't know what he brings to the table. But Spilka, he's kind of rededicated his career in Texas, got back in good shape, gave Deontay Wilder a run for his money. So all in all, it's a solid card, and it's on free TV. You don't have to have HBO. You don't have to have Showtime. It's on regular Fox. And to my knowledge, I thought the PBC was going away from Fox, or they didn't renew, but maybe it's a case-by-case basis. Maybe they can present certain fight cards. I don't know. I might be mistaken with that, but all I know is July 15th, we got a lot of great fights, but it's going to be for the main event, Robert Guerrero, Omar Figueroa, kind of a must-win situation. I would like to see the winner of, let's say, Omar Figueroa, Robert Guerrero, maybe fight an Adrian Browne. Browne might fight Mikey Garcia, so we have to see how that plays out, but that would be a good fight, something like that. But to get the big paydays, it's kind of a crossroads fight for Robert the Ghost. He lost, and for both of them, really. You know what I mean? Because they both have some fights where they didn't look spectacular and stuff like that. So just being on the sideline, one monkey don't stop no show, and these other guys at welterweight are moving. You know what I mean? I would like to see the Omar Figueroa, Robert Guerrero winner maybe fight like a Luis Collazo. Those are good fights to me. And I really want to see what this venue is like, the Nassau Coliseum. I want to see what it looks like and how they geared up for boxing. And boxing is back in New York. They've been getting some really good fights, a lot of good fights. Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, they're getting this. They're getting a lot. Triple G versus Jacobs. I'm looking forward to July 15th. Great night of fights. HBO has a triple header, and now Fox Premier Boxing Champs has a triple header. Let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.